Armenian footprints. Let us present our story, which is titled I Am a Little Armenian Begin. A memorandum of cooperation was signed between the urban communities of Tashir of the Republic of Armenia and Târgu Mureș of the Republic of Romania with the aim of strengthening and developing friendly relations between two cities. Among the proposed areas of cooperation were the organization of bilateral familiarization visits. In May 2025, the Tashir community received an invitation from the city of Târgu Mureș of Romania to participate in 28th event Târgu Mureș Days, which was to take place June 26-29, 2025. The Tashir community's accordance with the innovation received presented the following delegation. Secretary of the Staff Nunes Solean, Head of Department of Social Support and Healthcare, Education, Culture, Sport and Youth, Asia Harutyunian, Leading Specialist of the Department of Development Programs, Tourism, Trade Service and Investing Astrik Baroya. Our delegation was in Târgu Mureș on June 26th. Our delegation was met by Tudor Rousseau, an employee of the Târgu Mureș City Hall, and Michela Sidonia, a member of Armenian Association, who accompanied us through the following days.
Yes, Mickey Child.
On the same day in the evening, we were joined by the president of the local Armenian Association, Mr. Pushkash Attila, and the vice president, Mr. Kalman Attila, people who have done and are doing everything to raise awareness of the role of Armenians in the development of today's city and strengthen the Armenian identity among Armenians of origin. We had a productive and informative conversation with them about Târgu Mureș, the Armenians living here, their activities and their appearance in this area. We learned that many local Armenians, in order to avoid political persecution and unnecessary attention, had to change their Armenian surnames, adapting them to their local affiliation. We discussed possible ways of cooperation.
Yes, Mikic higher. Yes, Mikic higher.
On the second day, June 27, we visited the Palace of Culture in Târgu Mureș. In the lobby of the palace, there were two memorial plaques with the name of the donors. Among them were four Armenians, Duduț Ontov, Duduț István, Putrubani Mikloș, and Fogoyan Bogdan. They financially support Mayor Bernard Gheor in the construction of the Palace of Culture. This was followed by the events of our official meeting. Among the honored guests of the official event were also members of the Armenian Association, the meeting event with the festive dinner. That day, we, accompanied by the association, visited the Telechibolia library where the best manuscripts of the city's history were presented. In houses more than 2,000 volumes, many of which are rare, forming a comprehensive specific database. It is noteworthy that the Armenian-born Marconchiki transferred the books of Chancellor Samuel Teleki from Vienna, contributing to the formation of the current Telechibolia library. The Telechibolia library also preserved Armenian books, including the Letter of Love and Unity and the Armenian Prayer Book. That day, we also visited the office of the Armenian Association, where we got acquainted with the activities of the association, saw the quarterly magazine that tell about the Armenians of Transylvania and their daily lives, as well as the commemorative medal awarded to the association by the municipality for its cultural and preservation activities. As the initiative of the Armenian Association, monthly meetings and gatherings are held in that office with the association members of numerous issues related to the preservation of the Armenian identity are discussed. The next meeting was on June 29. We spent the whole day with the Armenian Association. Once again, we are convinced the Armenian, no matter where in the world they are, not only do not lose their identity, but also do their utmost to preserve their kind, culture, and faith. The day began with a visit to the Orthodox Church in the city center. We walked through the central part of the city where pavilions were set up. An exhibition sale was organized there where handmade ceramic items with Armenian ornamentic were exhibited by the women with Armenian roots in the Ani ceramic pavilion. Then we continued our journey to the St. John's Church in Târgu Mureș. Along the way, we accidentally meet people with Armenian roots who joined the I'm a Little Armenian challenge we created.
Yes. Yes, make it higher.
The local Armenian merchants made an important contribution to the construction of the St. John's Church, as evidenced by the painting on one of the church windows depicting the coronation of the king Tărdad by Gregory the Illuminator. Going down to the church crypt, the Armenian version of the four-language information panel posted on the wall described the entire history of the church and information about the Armenians burned here. One-third of those burned in the crypt are of Armenian origin, including the Chiki, Kover, Yeranos, Verzar, Simiar, Petrashko families, which includes the Armenian living here, played an important role in the social and spiritual life of the city. In the churchyard, we meet Andris Sokac, the priest of the Armenian Catholic Church of Târgu Mureș. We got to know him and had a short and interesting conversation.
Yes, make it higher.
Then we visited the medieval city fortress, got acquainted with the whole history of the fortress. Then the members of the association introduced us to one of the city houses, which turned out to be the house of the Armenian merchant Chiki Marta. Continuing the road, we reached the house where the Armenians of roots, Dr. Joseph Tsako and writer Petrole Ishvan lived. We learned that the sanatorium operating in the city was named after Dr. Joseph Tsako. Local residents often remembered and pointed out the institution and its territory more than the Tsako Sanatorium. It is the important note here that Dr. Joseph Tsako was the first to successfully perform heart surgery in Târgu Mureș. We continued our way to the Bolyai Farkash Lyceum, where the president of the Armenian Association, Mr. Pushkash Attila, and the vice president, Mr. Karman Attila teach. After lunch, we went to Dumbraveni, formerly called Elizavetopolis. The Armenians in Dumbraveni were first mentioned in 1671. According to the privilege granted by Mihali Apafi I, they were first colonized in Dumbraveni and Gherla, and from there they spread to all the cities of Transylvania. They founded a trading company in the city, which greatly contributed to the development of the city. We visited the Armenian Catholic Church, which was in operation. In the 1750s, the Armenian Cathedral was built, which is one of the most beautiful churches in this country. The The Armenian Avetic, who had a great contribution to the construction of the church, had a great contribution to make, and before his death he operated to keep his heart in the church, and the moment was memorable when the president of the local Armenian community, Ioan Calinescu, showed us Avetic's heart in wax. In 1927, the right tower of the church was damaged and has never been restored. On July 15, 2010, the museum collection of Armenians from Transylvania, located in the city of Dumbraveni, Sibiu province, was opened in Dumbraveni. Every year on August 15, a holy liturgy is served in the church. The building located on the street opposite the church was previously a school on which the sentences "Not to us, Lord, not to us, Lord, but to your name give glory" will still preserved in Armenian letters. We also visited the local cemetery where many families with Armenian roots were buried, including the great benefactor Avetic. On the way back, we visited the city of Sighișoara, whose historical center has been included in the UNESCO World Heritage List since 1999. One of the most impressive and moving moments of our delegation was the early morning of June 30. We were greeted in the hotel lobby by members of both the municipality and the Armenian Association, who had become very important and close to us in a very short period of time. We said goodbye to the latter, expecting to meet them in our homeland, and returned home with a great impression and beautiful memories.